Today we're installing the passenger side wide body panel, but you see how this side doesn't line up to the edge of the door like it does on the driver's side? That's because unfortunately the panels are not exactly the same. So doing to one side what you did to the other is nearly impossible. So for the passenger side panel, I'm gonna cut an inch off of the edge. And after I cut, sanded, and cleaned off the panel, I mocked it up onto the car. And I realized that there was a small exposed trim hole and the bottom of the panel wasn't lining up either. So I cut off a small piece, and for the trim hole, I'm gonna use 22 gauge sheet metal to cover it up. And this could have been an entire different video, but you basically shape the sheet metal to the size of the hole and use a magnet to hold it in place for you to carefully tack weld it onto the car. There are several ways to cover trim holes, but I personally think this is the best method because when it comes time to apply Bondo, less is better. So I'm gonna shave it down with a flap disc. So now it's time to prepare the car for panel bond, and I need the metal bare naked and clean. So I'm gonna wipe it down with the blue shop towel and some acetone. But this is what I was talking about in my last video, because there was a lot of people saying that it was gonna rust through like cancer culture through society. So I used something like my college ID card to spread the panel bond to the exposed metal, sort of like a pre-application process. And now that that's finished, it's time to glue this baby on. And as a side note, I'm gonna sell all the original body parts from the car. That includes the crash bar, the front bumper with the fog lights, the grille, the front fenders, the rear bumper, and possibly other things I have laying around. So if you're interested, be on the lookout because I'm gonna make a video detailing everything. I'm also gonna lay panel bond on the panel, but I've heard this stuff is so strong that the bedsides of newer Chevys are also held up using panel bond. They're not even held up using bolts anymore. So this thing is gonna be on the car for it live or until I send it to the moon. And the reason I'm using so many Cleco pins is because the panels fit, but they just don't fit. So when you put the pins like a foot apart, the middle has a tendency to lift. So you need to put another Cleco pin in between to sit the panel back down. But overall, this side was insanely more work than the other side. But it came out great and I'm happy with how it turned out. So I'm gonna let it dry for a couple of days or until I start working on it again.